Hi guys, this is Creative Graphics. Welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be designing this simple air sales flyer. So this design, I use a simple layout and text to create this design. So let's check the design process in Adobe Photoshop. So this design, I use a square size because it's a kind of social media adverts. So I use 1080 by 1080 pixel inches. So I select pixel by inches and then create. So in this design, I use a very simple gradient background. So I'm going to be inputting the color code. So the first color code is FFE 673. So the first one is somehow yellowish, so around 32. So I have another color code again, which is FFED97. so it's kind of faded yellow. So at around 49 again, around 49. So I have another color code, which is FFF5C7. So this is opacity is 100. So this place is white, which is FFF. So at around 75 again, so around 75 I have white. So this is a simple background for the design. So again, I created a pattern, so I don't want to leave it empty like this. I created a pattern. So go to this place, pattern. So and I use this pattern. So I use this pattern. So I created a clipping mask. So I created a clipping mask. So I make it soft light. So the pattern is only appearing at on the yellow part. So again, I go to hue and saturation. I reduce the saturation. I clip it. So let's remove this from clipping mask. So you only clip to this. So only few patterns will appear on this design. So this is how I establish my simple background. So you can begin to type on this design now. So the brand, the business name, which is Iptan. So Ctrl J again, copy this. Luxury here. So I make sure that's on one side. So I use a font called Mount Hill, and I added some glyph. So I added glyph to only N. Then I go to luxury air, Mount Hill again. So then I added any glyphs. So let's leave this like this, and I reduce the leading somewhere like this. Increase the leading more. So I'm leading around 15. So now adjust this like this. So I think this is fine for me. Make it bigger. Then I come here, Ctrl G. There's a reason I separated the heater from the luxury air. So Ctrl G, and I apply color to each. So the color code I applied is 6B3203. 6B3203. I can copy this again, Ctrl C, and apply here, Ctrl V to become the same color. So again, I created a new layer. Then I go to brush, select brush around 700. Let me make it 500. 500. This is fine. So then I change the color to E46647. So I click somewhere around here, create a clipping mask. Then I change the blend mode to overlay, something like this. So this is fine for me. This is fine. So again, you can add something like this. Present. So for this, I'm going to use the orange color. I'm going to pick color from this place, then apply it. So this is fine. I'm going to change the font to a script font, which is Radicalis. I'm going to bring it close to this place to present. So this is fine. So I'm going to go to blend option and add a little bit of stroke, white stroke. So reduce this to 4. So without stroke, with stroke. Okay, let me check this. This is fine. So from there we can begin to add something like this. Add a stroke like this. Add a stroke like this. Add a stroke. So this is just my own pattern, my own concepts. So remove this and make the stroke around 250. Make the stroke around 250. Just like this. I think this is perfect. This is fine. So let's add color to this stroke. So go to stroke, gradient. You click a gradient, double click. So let's begin to add color. So the first color here is around 0 is 4B 3119. So the second one around 41. Around 41 is 976D34. So the second one around 60. Around 60 is EDA 137. So the last one around 100 is 4C 3219. So we have this gradient. So this I'll make it -90. So this is perfect for me. So scale 100, align with layer. I think this is okay. So again, I will go to right click, blend option, go to stroke. I'm adding stroke to it again because it's stroke initially, so I want to add another stroke to it. So this stroke, I'll make it 11 pixels. So I'll make the scale, I'll make the stroke gradient. So I'll choose from this gradient aluminium 50. So if you have my gradient, just click aluminium 50. So if you don't have the gradient, check the link in the description. We'll drop the link there so that you can download the gradient for free. So I'm using aluminium 50. Click OK. So I think this is fine. So this is fine. So the scaling, I'll make the scaling 111%. So this is okay for me. So this is what we have. Both are strokes. So I think this is fine. So now I will bring my image. So I'll bring this image here. So I'll increase the size. So it's all about hair. So I think this is fine like this. It's all about hair. I think this is fine. So I'll begin to add another concept or circle, which is something like this. Another concept of circle, which is something like this. So I'll make sure it's behind this image. So I think this is fine. So add it throughout this circle. So Ctrl J. So I'll arrange it, 4 of them. Ctrl J again. So I'll make sure it's closer to this for space. And here, here. So Ctrl J again. Somewhere around here. So we have 4 images. So I'm going to add stroke to this. I'm going to add stroke to this. Blend option again. Stroke. I'll make this 8 pixel. I'll make this ordinary white, which is color white. So I'll make this opacity 36. So this is fine. So I'll just right click. I'll right click this, copy layer style and paste it to layer 3. Paste layer style. I think this is fine. So I can just adjust this. I'll just adjust this like this. I think this is fine for me. So let's begin to add our image. So before that, let me just adjust this. I don't want to touch each other. So I think this is fine. So this is fine. So let's begin to add image pictures to this thing. So the first one I will add it here. So create a clipping mask. Then you adjust. I see the yellow is gone. So just need to click each of these boxes and add a picture to it. Right click, create a clipping mask, and then you adjust. This is fine. Click the next one. Then we let's add this. Create a clipping mask and adjust. This is fine. So the last one, click this and add this. So right click, create a clipping mask, and you adjust. This is fine. So Ctrl T, right click and flip it horizontally. So I think this is fine for me. So let's do some little adjustment. So I think this is fine. So here I just go to filter, camera raw filter. So I change this to black and white. I think this is okay. So double click this camera raw filter, change this black and white to overlay. So I just want this image to be a little bit sharp. Then I reduce this to 54. So let's see the before. This is the before and this is the after. So I want the image to be a little bit sharp. So I can group this. I think we are okay with this. So another thing is to add this element. Add this element. Ctrl T, flip it horizontally, reduce the size, and bring it somewhere around here. Rotate, and this somewhere around here. See, adjust. This is fine. So this is fine. So go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. So Gaussian blur, you make it around 2.5, so not too blur. So you double click it again, Ctrl J, and take it off like this. So Ctrl T, Ctrl 3, flip it vertically. So you rotate. Flip it vertically. So you have something like this. I can just leave it the way it is and adjust. Just want a little fraction from the up. Let's flip it, Ctrl C, horizontally, then you rotate, and you have something like this, and adjust. And this is fine. So we're almost done. So then I can add this. Let's add this. So double click this and remove. There's a little bit of shadow and this watermark, and just select this and mask it. And select this again, and convert it to smart object. So for you to check the shadow, let's add the solid color and see there's shadow, and just select this and mask it again. Select this and mask, so the shadow is gone. Convert to smart object. Delete this, press Ctrl X to save. You come back to this, the shadow is gone. Then you add this around here. I think this is fine for me. So add this around here. Add this around here. So I'm fine with this. So let's add the other element at the top. So the other words. So you can just create something like a box. I create something like a box like this. Do something like a box because it has something to do with sales. So then I go to property. So I remove this link. So I reduce this edge to 38. The other edge to 38. So I have something like this. So and I remove the fill and I added stroke. I added stroke. Now I increase to around 3. Then I make it. I apply this stroke. So you can increase the size more. Let's make it. So I make it 3. So this is fine. Let me check the other one. So as we apply these dots, make sure this thing is also corresponding. So you can begin to add just the gap. So I made the gap 1. So I have something like this, and as well reduce this. I think this is fine. So I have to come behind this image. So I think this is fine for me. So this also has to come behind it. So I have something like this. So I begin to add my text. So first I added a box like this. I added a box, something like this. And this is fine. So Ctrl J again, Ctrl J, and I click the edge and I delete. So I have something like this. Make it white. Then change the opacity to overlay and reduce the opacity to around 57. I think this is fine. So then I added my text, which is 5%. So I use font called Didonesque. So I use Didonesque. So I change the color to this brown. I think this is fine. So I want the 5% to be prominent. So this is fine. 5% discount sales. So discounts sales on all kinds of head. So I use font called Fractal bold. I change it to black. 262626, and I reduce the size. I think this is fine. So this is fine for me. All kinds of hair, and I reduce the tracking, the leading I mean, around 6. I think this is fine. Then I created another arrow. On the bottom here just to divide. So I make this yellow. remove the stroke, make this around 3, and I use the dots again and increase it to 3. This is fine. And make it closer to this box. So everything has to do with detailing. So you have to divide like this. So Ctrl J, copy this, and I add another information which is venue. Venue WhatsApp group. So now reduce this a little. Make sure it's at the center, and I increase the tracking. So this is fine. It's fine. So let me do something here. So let me select all the shape. Ctrl G, and I bring it down to the shape. To here. So I want to make sure this thing is at the center. So I have my center like this. So this is fine. So that is my center. Then I select again. Make sure the head is not really covering the shape. So now adjust. This is fine for me. Then select this. Adjust it to the center. Make sure they are corresponding. So this is fine. So then I have something like this. So this is fine. So then I added something like this text. So the sales is happening around 18th to 8th to 18th. So I use font called Playfair. Playfair bold. So I still go with the same brown. So I reduce the tracking here. So I went with the same brown. I have something like this. So again, so 18th to 8th of May 2024. So I use my fractal here. Fractal bold. So the same color. I reduce this. So I make color a little bit dark. Select something from this hair. Darker color from this hair. I think it's fine. Same to me. Select the darker color from this place. So this is fine for me. I think the gold is okay. So select the two. So make sure it's at the center of this shape. So adjust the settings. So another thing, I created a circle like this. A circle like this. So create something like this. That's not to allow this shape becomes empty. And I type something like, so type to part 5% discount sales. Then I reduce the size to around 6. And this is more. Okay, this is fine. Then I added dot space. Then I copy Ctrl A, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, just to make sure it fills this. Make it 2.5. So after that, I will delete the ellipse shape. Then I adjust this, make it 2.7. Then I use tracking to fill it up. You can see the space here, so you use tracking, increase the tracking. So I think this is fine. Then we bring it in. We press Alt and bring it in. I think this is fine. And reduce it to solid bold. I think this is fine. So we go to blend option, select cell, go to blend option. So you just make sure it's medium. So we go to blend option. So you don't make it so obvious like others. Let's make it color bound. So I think this is fine. Make it opacity 85. Select this, make sure it's at the center. So we go to this and go to level adjustment, mask it, and reduce the highlight. Reduce the lighting on it. This is fine. So something like this. You have something like this. So here you can increase your. Let's change it because of the level adjustment. Let's use linear light. I think this is perfect. So this is perfect. So on the last note, you are going to add grain. Add grain, a little bit of grain to pattern. And you add grain. It's okay. So then you make it a vivid light and opacity to around 40. So it won't be so much visible on it. Then you go to color balance. Color balance, only highlight. Make it 14. So it's okay. So before and after. So these are final. This is how I made this discount sales flyer. So let me know what you think in the comment section.